Go to YouTube, change the name.
I'm greedy for your loving, baby.
Live.
The more I get, the more I find.
I gotta change the name of this one.
The Real Deal Podcast live show.
Well,
Welcome
I
back.
put episode 40, 50 on the other one when it was 49. Whoa, you're messing up the TikTok live. Whoa.
Just Brandon's feet in there.
Whoa. Yo, that's actually kind of crazy. Crazy. Can I join this TikTok? Nah. 49. Today is 50. Episode 50. Social media posting. Yo. Episode 50 today. All right, it's about 2 minutes in right now. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes in. Yeah, so I mean we go right now. 2:15. 2:15 mark.
2:15, like the license, baby.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Real Deal Podcast with Mr. Cleon Deal. What up?
You know, I'm just happy to be back. You know, another week, living and breathing, baby. Let's go.
Welcome back, man. Welcome back. And myself, Mr. Brandon Haley.
Yeah, the birthday boy.
Another year older, another year wiser.
Yeah, allegedly.
You know, getting old, man. I had one person last night say I look 30, and then I had somebody else early in the week say I look 25. So we'll meet in the middle and say 27 and a half, baby.
There it is.
27 and a half. Yeah, luckily, my genetics aren't as bad as some other white people, but white people age very poorly.
That is what I hear.
You can say it. It's all right. You can say it. You have a white friend. You can say it. You got the pass. You can say they age bad. Because you look at some black people, they be in the 48. Like I know this guy who's like 47, 48, and he plays flag, and he has a 18-year-old son that plays flag too.
Crazy.
And you would never think like how fast he is still. You would never think that he's 48. It's like
that's the thing. Like if you stay active, things like speed and mechanics, they never really go away.
The problem is when you stop and try and go back,
exactly,
your brain thinks and it's like, nah, your body says,
yeah,
chill out.
Just trick your body. Just keep doing it, baby.
100%. We are live on TikTok as well. So if you guys want feet, if you want free feet promo, it's on TikTok. So
Brandon's got his feet out in the chat, man.
Only on TikTok.
Only
so that's
on
the
TikTok.
Only place you can see it. Real Deal Combos on TikTok and IG. But without further ado, we are on episode 50 for real this time. For real this time. Episode 50 for real this time. And we appreciate you guys always tuning in, hanging out with us each and every week. We gotta make a vote. Are we going to go to every other week after the 52 mark, the 1 year mark, or are we going to keep going weekly? You guys gotta let us know. We'll keep going weekly. We don't care. As long as you guys keep listening to it. I was talking to somebody else earlier this week, and she's like, yeah, I'm one of the 5 that listen every week. And I'm like, I appreciate you.
Did you hug her?
She's a little too far for me too, but I would love to hug her.
Okay.
Whenever I see her, I'll hug her. Respectfully. Respectfully.
Okay.
That was the one I told you about the other day.
Oh,
or
yeah.
it might have been last night.
Oh, yeah. That would be a nice person to hug.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys that listen each and every week. Yeah, this week was more people though. So shout out to you guys. Keep on listening. If you want us to talk smack about anything else, let us know. But we're gonna jump right into it. I got 2 questions to ask today. And then if time permits, we'll keep going. But you know, I think that there is a real epidemic when it comes to emotional intelligence. I think that's a big one, right? Wouldn't you agree, especially among men?
Absolutely correct.
Another epidemic, and Clem probably don't want me saying this or asking this, is there's a lot of people with stank breath. So when is it okay? Sorry, guys, this has nothing to do with relationships, but it's been a question that I've been thinking about. When should you tell somebody that they have stank breath? And like, is it rude or is it friendly? Because if and when I have it, I want people to let me know, like, hey,
right,
bro, you need to do some extra dental work or something, like your breath stink. So when is it okay to tell somebody that, or should you never tell somebody that and just let them live the rest of their life without it?
Well, I think that obviously like with all communication, it comes with the relationship. You know, if you've known somebody for a long time and you guys are close, you get, hey, bro, I don't know what's going on, but you know, we got.
I do know what's going on. You're not flossing. Right. 90% of the time, you're not flossing or brushing every day.
Right. You know, you got, you know, but if it's not somebody that you have a close relationship, obviously they can take it as offensive. So maybe you should start offering, you know, gum to them whenever they're around you.
All right, I can get behind that. So, but I'm not the kind of person that ever chews gum or carries it with me. So should I carry the gum just for that purpose of like when someone be like, here you go, bro, take that and walk away?
Sure.
You know, doing that. That's just, a good idea.
You know, because eventually they're, you know, I don't know how, not everybody's crazy oblivious. So you offer them gum every time they're, hey, you always offer me gum. Are you trying to tell me something?
Oh yeah.
Well, okay, now that you mentioned it.
So the reason I ask is, you know, we work in nightlife.
We do work,
and we have to talk to a lot of people, you know, kind of close to the face sometimes, because you know, if we're inside the club, it's pretty loud. Yeah. Or there's a lot of commotion and chaos going on. So, you know, that's just been a question. And sometimes, you know, you gotta do the little do a little breath check,
little smell check.
And then maybe I need to go get some gum or some mouthwash.
And if you know your breath stink, man, don't talk to people directly in the face. Be courteous. Talk away from them.
Please.
Come on.
If someone's talking to me and their breath stink, that conversation usually doesn't last that long. So it's like, yeah, I gotta get up out of here.
Yeah, if I notice that, I'll typically like in turns, because I'll usually look people in the face when I talk to them. If I notice that, I'll typically turn to the side and kind of I'll look down just to make sure they're talking directly into my ear. And
start scratching your face to cover up your nose.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah, get up out of there. All right, so I think that's a polite way to do it. It's kind of like a touchy subject. You can't just be like, yo, your breath stink.
Yeah.
Anybody, whoa, what? And then they, you know, because emotional intelligence, you know, people are going to take it so offensively, but whoa, he's not my friend.
Yeah, I don't know him like that to be talking to me like that, you know. Or you could talk to if they're always with a group of friends, like, hey, bro, like for real, you gotta talk to your man,
bro. Yeah.
Like I know you guys have noticed if I've noticed.
Sometimes you could just be having a bad breath day.
You could be having a bad breath day.
But if it's a recurring situation, you know, it's like, all right. Wait, we gotta get this figured out. All right, I think we come to a conclusion on that. Next thing I was thinking about, this one is relationship related, and I don't know why I was thinking about it. It just kind of crossed my mind. When it comes to dating and talking stages, when should you post your significant other? And how often should you post your significant other? And if they don't post you a lot, is that a red flag?
Okay, so
there's a lot of different questions.
So there's 3 questions, right? Let's start from number 1.
Well,
all right.
Yeah, just keep it generalized. You don't have to answer each one.
No, I think all of these. I think all of these are, you know, are important. So number 1, you said when, like how long into the relationship?
When?
Okay. I guess the appropriate time for when is when you decide that you are serious with each other.
When is that?
Well, when you have nobody that's going to come out of the woodworks and say, "Hey, he was just talking to me last week,"
Mm.
that's probably a good time. I think as long as you're at least like 2-3 months removed from any sort of extra communication with other parties,
Yeah.
that's probably a decent time just to cover yourself. But also I think it should, well, for me personally, right? It should be in line with whatever your, as far as frequency, whatever your regular cadence of posting goes. If
Okay.
some people post all the time, some people post sometimes, some people never post.
Right.
So I mean, so that as far as when you should post them, when you guys decide mutually
Okay.
you're, exclusive with each other, and then obviously you both have been far removed enough where you're not really afraid of anybody coming out the blue and talking
So
crazy.
you say on your regular posting schedule,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Well, what if, like, for me, example, I was in a relationship that we posted each other a lot,
Yeah.
right? And then the next one I got into,
Mhm,
I didn't feel the need to do it
mhm.
because I'm like, I don't want a social media relationship. You
But
know,
I mean,
like,
on your regular post. So how much were you posting on your regular Instagram before you were in a relationship?
oh yeah, I mean, I try and post daily on all my
Right.
socials.
Okay, cool. So that, so if you're posting daily, then that would, because basically when your girl sees you posting daily about a bunch of things, like, because what you were posting, was that mainly work related or was that recreational? What was that?
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of
I
everything.
think he's already done.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's usually. I mean, usually I post social media, lifestyle stuff.
do you have the volume on that?
Oh, maybe I do, huh?
Oh my gosh.
Maybe
All
listen
right,
to it now.
let me go turn.
Or maybe it's on my regular phone. Oh no, maybe it's
I
on
need you to, can we be professional here? Jeez.
You guys heard that? I didn't hear that. Yeah, no, it's a little bit of lifestyle, a little bit of everything. So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know. I mean, I still did. It just
Mhm.
wasn't as much as I did in the previous one.
Were those story posts or like actual posts?
Most 90% of stuff is story posts,
Okay,
not
so
like feed posts.
right, so that's I think is also, different. Feed posts obviously is there for as long as you decide to leave it there.
Yeah, there's a lot that got deleted. For sure.
See that, the extra work you're gonna have to do after this thing is
there's
over.
a lot that got deleted over the years. So here's a statement question. I don't even know what it's going to turn out to be. But in my not, I guess I can't say first relationship, but in the relationship where I posted a lot, the one that ended where I don't drink anymore. It's still on. The one I ended where I don't drink anymore. Like we had a great social media relationship. Like
Right.
everything looked good on social media. The problem I had was when I let outside voices and parties say things like, yo, she's not posting you enough, or little things like that. And me being not fully, I guess, secure in myself at the time, I would listen to those kind of things and I would bring them up.
Right.
When hindsight, I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I could have ever did.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, like, I'm letting another dude who probably
wanted your girl.
Probably that. Yeah, that probably that too. Because she was very, very attractive. She's still very attractive.
Nope.
Not for me.
Not doing this. Nope.
She is, but not for me.
Yeah.
But basically saying that, and so basically letting another emotionally unintelligent man say some emotionally unintelligent stuff to me, and I took that to heart. Like, oh man, maybe he's right. She ain't posting me as much as I'm posting her. Now I'm looking at little things, trying to nitpick it,
right,
and create even more insecurity and stuff. So, what's your, I guess, advice on that? I say, obviously, now hindsight, like that's the dumbest thing for you to even acknowledge what other people are going to try and tell you about a relationship, but they can't even hold a relationship themselves.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I think about is that relationships predate social media.
Yep.
So when nobody was posting their significant other on the internet, they still, my parents are celebrating their 35th wedding anniversary this year. You know what I'm saying? So that was way before Instagram. You posting each other on Instagram has no dictation on whether the relationship is healthy or not. Like you talk about, a lot of relationships get posted on daily and it's just for couples content, when behind the scenes it's not going great. I'll never really understand, like, people try to make it seem like, oh, they're trying to keep you a secret, and I'm like, when you look at the algorithm, 95% of the people that see your posts don't follow you.
Yeah.
So these are random people who you may never meet in your life that you're posting this for. What does it do for you, for these random people whom you've never met and probably will never meet, to see your relationship?
Yeah. So I mean, I've been on like both sides of the spectrum of social media posting. The very first, that one, like everything looked great on social media. We posted each other a lot, the whole nine, but obviously behind closed doors, like it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows. We had our own private issues that, we constantly worked around until, one big issue happened. And that was very public, big issue. You know what I'm saying? So, which if you don't know, just listen to episode 4. Tell you why I don't drink alcohol anymore. Which next month will be 3 years. So
yeah,
congratulations to that. Then at the beginning of this year, in that situation, but it's still in the talking stage, but getting serious, the exclusive stage. So like, I wouldn't mind having to post her, but I didn't really.
What do you mean having to post her?
Like if let's say like she posted me and tagged me and I would repost it, because I feel like if you're in the talking stages with somebody and like you're committed to them, like you guys both say, hey, we're exclusive, and they post you or post part of you and tag you, I think you should definitely repost that.
Why?
Just out of respect, I guess.
See,
that situation didn't happen. But I mean,
this is what I'm saying, right?
From my standpoint now, if I did that and tagged her and she didn't repost it, I wouldn't care.
Right.
But I think that if a girl takes the initiative, takes a picture, let's say you guys are at dinner or something, and you don't even have to be in the picture, she takes a picture and tags you, I think you should repost that.
Why? So these are the things, right? Because I don't know how, but we always have this unspecified set of rules when it comes to these things, right?
Yeah.
These unwritten rules. What do you mean you didn't repost it? Like, why wouldn't he do? I'm like, who said that this was the mandatory thing to do? Like, for me personally, I don't even like taking pictures. So any picture that I'm in, my mom has had to fight with me for years. Every time she pulls out a camera, and I'm like, I just don't like it. I don't care for it.
Leon is a robot.
I just don't care for taking pictures. So if you want to take a picture and tag me in it, that's fine. You can do that, but don't be mad at me if I don't want it. I'm like, I don't care.
Okay. Besides your situation,
okay.
Do you think that you should repost that in that situation?
Well, I guess my question would be, what does it mean to this other person if you do or don't?
Okay, exactly. Because you're not technically reposting for yourself. Maybe you're reposting it for them to like let them know you're publicly posting them, so all the other vultures go away.
Right. Yeah, but we both know that's not what that does.
Nah, yeah, it makes them it comes even harder.
So it goes back to the security when not outside of the social media, right? Because we know that as soon as you start telling girls you have girlfriends, they get a little bit more excited to be around you. I don't know what's up with y'all. All right, y'all need to look at me when I'm talking to you. I don't know what's up with y'all.
Tampa women, y'all gotta calm down.
We gotta relax. I had a conversation with my girl about. I don't know if I talked to you about this, but I was having a conversation with the young lady at the club, and she asked me if I had a girlfriend. I was like, yeah, and she was like, oh, do you guys live together? I was like,
oh yeah.
No. I was like, no, not currently. She's like, oh, so it's not that serious then. I said, okay. See, this I get, you should always say yes, but I'm like, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? So I get that in some people's heads, oh, you posting me lets everybody know that you're with me. And I'm like, they sure they see it, but they don't care after that.
Which, on the topic of living together, you shouldn't live together until you're married. Just FYI, I learned that the hard way as well. So,
well, yeah, you were in some.
I learned a lot of things the hard way, so I can help you guys. So
you moved in with a girl before? I think we talked about this, right?
That's the only reason I got arrested.
Oh yeah.
Because
y'all
lived
were.
with me.
Yeah. Because it was
That's the
technically
only
domestic.
reason that made it domestic is because because you live together.
Yeah.
And I had only did that because of like her car situation, and
it was just easier.
It would have been easier. You can invade my space. I'll sacrifice that so that way life is easier for you.
Yeah.
Don't be the nice guy anymore.
Don't be the nice guy. Don't
do that.
And don't accidentally end up living with a girl, because that's what happened to me.
Yeah, don't accidentally do that either.
That was
don't accidentally do that either. But on the topic of the second relationship,
yeah.
Now I'm like, I don't care for a social media relationship. So like, if she had posted me, I would have reposted it. That's just like where my mindset was. Is like, I'm not entertaining anything or anybody else. We already had the exclusive conversation. So if it would have happened, I would have reposted it. Or like, if she wanted me to post one, like I would have did. I didn't mind. I would have done it.
Can I ask, why is that the thought immediately? Like, if I don't repost this post, that means I'm trying to hide this from somebody.
I don't know. Why ask women why they think like that?
But even the guys, right? Because like you said, some guy came to you talking like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's just a low emotional intelligence from a male. Like if a male's acting that way, right. If a woman's acting that way, you know, she's just emotional.
So that can't also be low emotional intelligence. it might just be that.
I mean, women operate differently, especially in the social media space. And I can't speak on women, but I just feel like that's what they would. I think automatically think, why didn't you post it? Or why didn't you repost that?
They just have stronger thought. But this, you obviously, you know, we've seen that the way the mind is wired, right? Even when it comes to like, you may be liking another girl's picture, like you liking her lets her know that you're thinking about her and you clearly want to. And if she was, and I'm like, huh? That, because if any picture that I've ever liked, it was never for that. That's never been what's going through my head.
You sure?
If I wanted to
know you're thinking about
if I wanted a girl to know I was thinking about it, I would tell her. I wouldn't like her picture to tell her that. But let's be, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? But it's just kind of, I guess it just depends on how it's wired. But it's
So here's the flip side of it, right?
Okay.
So during that whole time, I'm like, I don't really care to have a social media relationship. Like, I don't like, that's not what I want to do, right?
Yeah.
And then we all know how that ended too.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, where's the fine line of it? Because you're in that relationship and you're not posting each other, and I'm okay with not posting anybody ever, and still being committed and all that. But she wasn't. So it's like, okay, now is it like, if anybody doesn't ever post you, or do you think they're going to be doing the same thing? Or where do you draw the line on that?
My question is,
you know how that one ended.
Yeah. But my question is, what would it have changed?
I don't know. Maybe never mind.
Let's really put this into perspective.
I agree. It wouldn't have changed much, because at the end of the day, people are still going to do what they want to do.
It's like that's the thing, right? There's people who have never posted their relationship that have been happy for years. There's people who post their girl every Woman Crush Wednesday and cheating on every Thursday and Monday.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? None of this means that's basically what I'm getting to, is that none of it means anything. But obviously the things that mean something to us is because we decided to make them mean something to. But at the end of the day, you posting somebody on, so whether you do or don't has no bearing on how long your relationship is going to last. We can call it a public claiming of this person, but at the end of the day, it does not mean that they're being faithful to you. It does not mean other people are going to run away from them. It just means that now they have leverage if he does decide to cheat.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Yeah. So like, what do we, you know what I'm saying?
It's just ironic how that situation happened. Jada from TikTok said hello. What up, Jada?
Jada. She always
what up? We appreciate you tuning in, hanging out with us. Don't look at my feet on TikTok. Free feet promo Saturday. Free feet pics on TikTok today only.
She might come to the club tonight.
Hey, come on, we'll be there. Yeah. You tune into YouTube. Our the other ones died.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we could take it out so they could hear us, but it's just the audio.
Take it out. I didn't know that it was still going to block it. Yeah. Take it out. You'll have worse one. Don't listen to that scream that Cleon just said. Yeah. The whatever. The audio thing died. But yeah, if you want better audio, good audio is on YouTube and Twitch. But just that situation, I just thought it was like really ironic. Cause I'm like, I don't need that now.
Yeah.
I don't really need the validation. I just need a real, genuine connection. And then boom.
Yeah.
Whole nother.
But that's the thing though, right? It's always interesting to me how the mind works, how we decide what things mean something to us and what things don't. Right. So like I said, for me, it's always been the basis and the actual root of the relationship. All this other stuff is so extra and unnecessary. We could both delete our Instagrams today. It changes nothing about our relationship. Right. We could.
So, yeah. So if somebody went through that situation that I went through, what do you think that they should they ask to be posted in the next relationship or what? Or
no,
what?
Because it doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Like you asking to be posted. Let's talk about me, right? So let's say if my girl came to me, can you post me on your Instagram, please? And I would ask why? Because give me a reason that someone would give for wanting to be posted on their Instagram or social media.
Basically, so that way everybody knows that you're in that relationship. I think that's the only real reason, right?
But
at least in the beginning stages.
Well,
when
also,
everybody doesn't know, and it's like they got soft launches and hard launches,
whatever that is. But
it's like when the girl launches their man.
Yeah, sure, but it's like, but that's when they be treating relationships like gender reveals or whatever. Like, it's just entertainment. That's basically what I'm getting at.
That's how it goes.
Some people try to say, "Oh, you post the things that you're proud of, and are you not proud of me? Is that why you're not posting me?" And I'm just like, I'm not the person to ask that question because you don't see anything on my Instagram besides music and podcasts. So right. But for other people,
So Jada has a question, and this is what I was talking about. Like this is how not all women, but I would say most women do think, right? From a guy's point of view, is there any reason a guy would not post a female other than he's cheating?
Does he post himself regularly on his Instagram? Is he posting is he posting himself? Is he posting his cars? Is he posting his family? Is this a regular thing? Is he a regular Instagram guy?
So exactly. So that's where I would say for me, I think I would have to. I think
have to.
Yeah, because I post almost every day. So I feel like if I didn't, I don't know. I feel like I would. It would make sense.
So if you're not posting her, are you cheating?
No.
Okay. So you see what I'm saying?
I think it just come from like a validation or a.
It's a security thing. It's a false sense of security.
I agreed because I can post you and you're gonna go cheat too.
You know what I'm saying?
Like that's not gonna stop.
In the same night. It doesn't matter.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not going to stop the guy.
I hear the girls talk. Oh, he just posted his girl on Instagram, but he's in my DMs, and I'm like, probably. Unfortunately, that probably is the case.
That too, but it's still if you got to pick the guy better. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a guy who is a POS can still post you and then be with another girl the same night. He can still have that going on. And I'm not going to name any names, but I know people that do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's just the reality of it. So pick a better person based off the content of his character and how he acts and behaves versus if he's going to post you.
Right.
Because I was in relationships where we posted each other and everything looked all fine and dandy. And then when we broke up, everyone was like, oh my God, what happened? You guys had the best relationship. Yeah, it looked great.
It looked great.
It looked great from where you were.
Yeah.
But from where I was, there was a lot of work to be done.
Yeah. So Jada, to answer your question for me, she said, so it depends on your current social situation and frequency. For me, yeah, because I can get why the question would be raised if I'm constantly making posts on social medias about a bunch of other things and never post the person that I'm with. Yeah. I can understand why that would be a question. I can understand why that would come up. So for that, I can understand why you would feel an obligation to post your partner because I'm posting my promo for work. I'm posting my cars. I'm posting, I'm with my family, but I never post my girl. I understand that as a question. So to me, it would make sense in that sense if she brings it to you. Okay, yeah, I can see why you would be upset about that.
And I don't think you would still have to do it until you guys are like actually dating too.
Yeah, but and that's the other actually dating, and that means
what does that mean?
What does that mean? Because obviously
boyfriend girlfriend,
right? But some people think. But if you listen to people talk about their relationships, I've heard girls, oh yeah, that's my man, and I'm like, does he know that?
Yeah.
Does he know? Because like we was talking to, I'm not gonna say her name, but our friend, she was like, oh my gosh, I just saw my man. He was in the pizza shop with some girl. I'm like, so when you said your man and then in the pizza shop with some girl, you didn't feel like those two things contradicted each other? Is this really, are you just claiming this man is yours? You know what I'm saying? Or is this somebody that you're actually with and has made some sort of commitment to you?
Yeah, also, I mean, there is a new tool for women to use too. Women got that T app.
The T app, baby.
So that back in 2021 when I was crazy. I mean, I wouldn't say crazy because I wasn't really trying to like hide how many women I was talking to. It just sort of happened. But some probably thought I was their man, and we never had that conversation.
If I had $1,
I definitely. we always talk about exes. We just don't ever say names, but we talk about exes almost every week.
Jada, what you want to talk? Jada's got some funny exes.
There's the T app, and I had a friend put me on there just for a social experiment. I want to see if I was still relevant or not. So.
See if you're still relevant in town. See if the name's still ringing off or not.
Hey, let's see if there's any red flags we got to say. But yeah, I highly doubt it since I haven't had sex in a year. So. But hey,
shout out to you, man.
Keep praying for me because boy, tell you what, keep praying. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's not easy. So some weeks are easier than others, and it's like, man, we'll be all right.
I think being on the T app is you have to feel a level of accomplishment ending up on that because people like you enough to talk about. But what they say after that, I guess is depends on how you feel about it. What do we think? Okay, so Jada asked a question. She said, okay, so what do we think about like is an X for a reason or like our second chances an idea?
So well, yeah, they're an X for a reason, always, 100%. But is this a question you're asking so you can validate you going back to your ex? Or is this just a question you're asking for a friend?
Yeah, I think the first question is why are they an X right now?
Yeah, well, they're an X for whatever reason you guys broke up.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Yeah.
Whether or not you should spin the block and have a second okay. So it's not, people are the same. It's not really hard to differentiate like how the brain starts to operate after you've been around enough people and you talk to enough people. But you can spin the block again if you would like. But the problem with that is, are you thinking emotionally or are you thinking logically? The biggest question you got to ask yourself is what's going to be different this time?
There it is.
And whatever reason you guys broke up for the first time, it can't just be, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Because guys, we are great at manipulation, especially when it comes to somebody who asking for a friend, especially when it comes to somebody that has emotional ties to us. We can easily manipulate you to come back into our lives. I know because I've done that plenty of times. And I've done it unintentionally as well, just because like I wanted what made me feel good, and what made me feel good was that relationship, even though whatever it may be, why the relationship expired in the first time, my only thought was I'm going to get her back because she makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And what I did was I manipulated her to come back, and then it didn't last again, and then the second time around it hurt even worse. So I was like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, my question is always like you said, what's changed? What's changed about them to make this make sense to do a second time? How much time has passed between then and now? What spaces are you guys in? Because some things don't work out maybe just because of time and place, right? Sometimes you were in this, and so I get those things, but sometimes people are just like, yo, this was just a bad person. You just shouldn't do that again. There's just no good reason for it. Okay.
Yeah, so she said a decade. Oh, wait, when say you're with someone for almost a decade, take time away and then reunite? It depends on what, I mean, why did it end in a
decade.
decade? Okay, so you started at a young age and now you're in a different headspace, but how long was the time apart for?
Yeah, that's a good
But if
question.
you're with someone for 10 years and you leave that relationship, like, why did you leave it in the first place? What happened to where you guys grew apart instead of grew together?
Well, that's the thing though, because when you start at a young age, right? That's
Like it's easier to stay with that person.
I mean, you would think so,
After
but
10 years?
as you get older, right, you start to see that there's more to life out there than this person that you've been with since you were 14.
But love is a choice. So it's like,
I agree,
I'm
love is a
constantly
choice.
choosing you. What made me all of a sudden after 10 years decide not to choose
Right.
you?
But it's like I don't know who was just telling me this story, but somebody was telling me about how their parents got together at like 14 years old and stayed together for their whole life. So now because they got together as children, now when they argue, they go to her and basically start talking about, that was you, right? Okay. And so it's like things like that, right?
Yeah. So your emotional
you weren't first
maturity, your emotional maturity kind of stays the same as when you first got into that relationship, because there's no need for it to grow. Your love together will grow, but that emotional maturity won't really change because there's no need for it to change.
Right. Because our emotional maturity, unfortunately, had to grow because of the fact that kind of how we were carrying ourselves at a certain time. So we had to learn. Okay.
So 2-year time off, had to explore other avenues. So basically sleep with other people. I got you. And other people, and realize that some things were just miscommunication and lack of communication. So miscommunication is basically the same thing as lack of communication. So I appreciate that, right?
There's a difference, right?
So how is it? But what happened to first? When did the communication become an issue? Because if I'm with somebody for that long, you would think that. No, trust me, I've been in the streets. The streets know me very well. I've been in the streets, so I know exactly what that means. I won't put you on blast, though. Sorry. When did if you're in a long-term relationship like that, at one point in time, when did the communication get so bad? And I would be a person to say that 2 years might not even be enough, because at the end of a 10-year relationship, you need time to heal. And that might take longer than the 2 years to fully get over. Nah, I agree with you. I'm just kidding, Jada. There is a difference in those two. But it's probably going to, you're not fully over that relationship in 2 years. I doubt it after a 10-year relationship. I think it's going to take you a lot longer than 2 years to get over it. So number one, you got to fully get over it. Number two, you got to be alone, be single, and live in singleness. That means not in the streets, not with anybody, just you and God.
Right.
Be single, and then try and find somebody that is going to be, if you're religious, equally yoked in God as you are.
Right.
So use that time to get closer to God and enjoy. It's hard, I know, because I'm doing it right now. Enjoy that season of singleness, so that way maybe you can find somebody. If a long-term relationship ends, there's a reason it ended. And I mean, a long-term relationship, I don't think you should spin the block after that 2 years.
Let's talk about that communication piece, right? You asked the question about how did the communication get so bad. So I want to kind of think about it, about the fact that, like we talked about, when you get together at a young age, right? We talked about your emotional maturity not necessarily needing to grow. So what happens is that I think when you're in a relationship with somebody,
Jada, like that, just watch the replay. We're going to keep answering the question,
though. I think that if your communication style, you only have one, right? Because the only person that you've ever had to communicate was with the person that's across from you. So as you guys kind of grow, if you're not growing together, right, you guys now have developed your own styles, right?
Yeah.
Now that communication style that you guys had when you were 14, when you got together, don't work now that you're 21 and still with each other, because, you know, maybe one person is still stuck there and they feel like it's childish and the other person doesn't. And I think that will cause a miscommunication or a lack of communication, because you guys never really had to tailor your communication. You guys never really had to work on growing that. So I think that's an easy way for it to go bad.
And that goes to like the same way to where, especially when you get into those younger relationships, like guys, we're terrible at communication. Had I not been in so many failed relationships, and a lot of them failing based off communication, in confrontation, I never would have realized. Like, we, just like I've said before, is like, we want to keep you in this area to where we still feel good and where we're not creating as much conflict. We don't want to create more conflict than needs to be, because we're with you in this relationship. We like how you make us feel. We don't want to change that, because then you get mad and now we feel bad.
Sure. But let's talk about the other side, right? Me, when I over communicate, right? Because I tried to be very, now obviously the thing where you go and get the girl back when you know you shouldn't have it.
Mhm.
Yes, guilty. I've been there, unfortunately. But
We
also,
don't really know it at the time. We just do it.
But
We're
also
young, dumb, and full of,
on the other standpoint, there would be times where I would over communicate. However, that over communication just simply wasn't accepted. And we moved forward as if the thing that maybe I said or communicated was just never said. And we acted like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So there's the other part of that where you do communicate and it's nobody's listening. And
Yeah.
so nothing changes within the relationship. And so that also kind of causes something to kind of stall out.
I've also been the culprit of that in a relationship as well.
Yeah, we've been all of these people and all of these different lives.
You're not listening. I was like, no, I did. You don't understand what I'm saying. I hear you though.
Well,
I just didn't do anything about it.
Yeah, like you said it. Okay, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, right. And the reason why is because we don't like conflict. I didn't like conflict, so I wouldn't do anything that created more conflict. There would be a problem, she'd bring it up, and they'd just be like, okay, well, let me fast forward to the part to where we're not arguing anymore, and then we just forget about it.
But yeah, that's
then it comes back.
Right? Because there's no change of behavior after the communication, right? There was nothing. I think that whenever you're communicating in a relationship, especially about a problem, there needs to be some sort of I think what they call it is a call to action afterwards.
CTA.
So we've discussed what the problem is. Now the discussion needs to be, how are we going to fix it? Now, I may be guilty of trying to get to that part a little bit too fast. I don't really care for the whole expression of what everything is wrong. Okay, hey, I know you're doing a lot of talk right now. What's the problem? Okay, cool. How are we going to fix it? I understand you got to get all the words out because, whatever. But a lot of times I think when people are communicating their issues, there's no call to action afterwards. There's no sitting down. Okay, so how are we going to fix the problem that we just spent all this time discussing? Okay, cool. We're going to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, I'm going to hold you to that, and you can hold me to this.
And give them the permission to hold you accountable.
So then when they do, remember, you gave me permission to do this. So don't be acting all strange when I actually do it at that point.
So in this situation, what do you think? Together for 10 years, 2 years apart. Now she's thinking about getting back. What do you think? Yes, no?
I would need more detail about this lack of communication and miscommunication on what that is.
But also you realize that's just one of the problems. I'm sure you give it some more time, you can.
Oh, there's always more problems. Yeah, there's never not more problems.
I just think after that long period of time, like, you probably thought about ending it the last 3 of the 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's probably more underlying issues than just lack of communication and then miscommunicating others over the time. So I don't think.
But that's the thing, though, right? I don't think there's any relationship where people don't think about ending it. I'm sure, people who've been married for years have probably thought about a few, like my mom was talking about, every 5 to 7 years, there's going to be a storm. I'm sure during those storms, somebody's thinking in their head, bro, we ain't even got to do this for real. We could just call it right now.
And then coming back to social media always gives us this grass is greener over there.
Bro, they're so quick.
It really ain't.
Quick to just call it. Quick to just call
it. They see the Miami, the yachts, the private jets. They're like, I'm pretty. Let me go do that.
I could just go and do that. Like I get there's certain things that you should automatically cut it off at. There are certain things you should never allow an opportunity for a second time for something like that to happen.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm with you there. But certain things, guys, you can work things out. You can work out problems. If you have no sense of conflict resolution, you will never be in a long-term relationship.
Yeah, I just think that the end of the day, like, that one needs more time before you decide you want to spin the block. 10 years, you only been out of that one for 2 years. You probably, went through that young and dumb phase, but now it's like, all right, now it's time to actually be in the season of singleness, get closer to God, and then maybe find somebody that's equally yoked as you in Christ. And then if that doesn't work, then maybe you can think about spinning the block. But I don't think you need to.
You don't think 2 years is enough time for you to sit and figure out if you should or shouldn't be with somebody that you've been with for 10 years again?
No, because think of it. What is the timeline? And it might not. Is it a full 2 years? Is it over 2 years? Think about the timeline when you get out of a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
You gotta go through the whole phase, right? You're going to be
in the streets. Don't have to. You don't. In
this situation, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, right?
Maybe.
Okay.
Some people are right. You decided not to do that.
How? This time. Sure. This time.
That's what I'm saying.
I've already done it enough times to where I know that's not the right answer.
So it's possible that they decide to go down this different road, just like you did, a road of celibacy and sober during that time. There's a, you know what I'm saying? So there's both of these are possible.
Right. Because I know what doesn't work. But worldly options, how many times we see it all the time? It's like women, when they're out and we never seen them before, it's like, oh, I just got out of a relationship. Oh, okay.
Which is
where's
also
the first
fair.
place they go?
But I also see, but I mean, outside doesn't necessarily translate to hoe face.
No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So it could go either way during this 2 years.
Whole phase is like
now if they're going to go
term, that doesn't mean multiple people all the time.
Well, yeah, if they're going to be out there slutting it up, maybe they do need more than 2 years to figure this out, because obviously you're going to spend the first year going through that and whatever emotional issues you're going to have to deal with that. And then you're going to have to spend the time reflecting and taking care. But if you decide to get out of that 10-year relationship, okay, now it's going to be time to take time to myself and really to myself and be for myself and really I think
if they did that the whole time, then yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it still comes back to the same question: is what is going to be different this time? There's a reason it ended.
Correct.
What's going to be different this time? Just like I know another girl that the name won't be named. She doesn't live here, but she's in a relationship, but it's like she tells me the issues, and it's like, but what did you think was going to be different this time? This is the third time she's spinning the block. And she's like, oh yeah, it's got to end now. It's got to end. And then I talked to her. Oh, it hasn't ended yet? Okay, let me give you your time. You go ahead and be back in that relationship. When it's over, I know you can come talk to me about how the relationship sucks and this. But it's like you're back in it, and then you're complaining about the same things.
Well, yeah.
The first reason it ended and the second reason it ended, you're back into it a third time. What did you think was going to be different? Oh, he said he was working on it. Oh, he said he was working on his emotional intelligence and being more lovey-dovey, because it's a person that's like, she wants more affection. He's not giving affection. That's kind of the gist of the.
If I had $1 dilemma for every time heard that,
but him just say, oh, he's going to work on it. What does that mean?
I agree. You
can't expect him to change when he's not changing.
And that's my thing. I think if the issue was enough for you to leave them over and they tell you that they're working on it, let them work on it by themselves.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? If it was enough for you to decide to get out of there, okay, they need to go get into the proverbial gym. They need to go get on the fit. They need to start running the drills, doing all that stuff by themselves. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't be because that's the other thing. Like I've said on a few occasions, if you decide to get into a relationship with somebody who's not ready in all the areas that you're ready to be in, then you have to be prepared to go through growing pains. And so once you know that, don't complain about the growing pains after, because you knew what that was when you got there. And if you're not ready to have to go through those growing pains, then sit out until they really show you that they're ready for that.
And I'll say this as we're wrapping up this episode here, is that don't feel bad for breaking up with somebody or leaving them. Like, don't feel bad, because a failed relationship gives you some of the greatest wisdom you can ever have. If you let it teach you, it could be some of the greatest wisdom like somebody can ever gain. Like, I've been through some terrible ones, and now I look back on them like, yeah, it sucks. You still can think about these people here and there, but it's like, man, I'm very thankful I went through a lot of that stuff, because like how much I grew from them failing. So don't think about you're going to hurt this person. Think about how much they're going to grow because of you. So it makes it easier for you to leave them.
I'm also a big proponent of learning from other people's mistakes.
I just like to make them myself.
Like when my mom was there, she talked about I would watch how my siblings would get in trouble and decide I didn't like that, so I didn't do that.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I like to live my life. Hey, I noticed Brandon did this, and I'm like, I don't think I want the same result as that.
So all you guys got to do is just keep watching what I do and don't do it.
Watch your friends who can't seem to keep it together.
Listen to all the ones that have failed, and then you're like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not. That's the whole reason why we have so many conversations. Episode 50, half of them are just talking about where we failed at or what I failed at for the most part, because there's been a lot of things, and that's how we learn. Learn from other people's failures or learn from your own failures.
One or the other. One or the other. You're gonna have to learn from one or the other.
Sometimes both.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
And don't take any advice from somebody you wouldn't trade places with. So I'm not ever going to give you marriage advice because I'm not married right now. But I can give you advice on how to not be in a bad relationship, because I'm not in a bad relationship right now.
I guess technically that's true.
Technically, based on technicality, that's good.
It can't be bad if it's not.
But to wrap things up here, what are your final thoughts on the social media age that we live in? Everybody's got a voice. Everybody's got an opinion. Should you post your significant other? What's your thoughts on this?
I mean, bottom line, guys, the only things that hold weight in your life are the things you decide to hold weight in your life. So if you decide that social media is going to be a make or break thing in your relationship, okay. But you have to make sure that whoever you're bringing on is going to be prepared for something like that, especially like I was talking about, looking at their habits, right? I hear girls complain all the time. I looked at his social media. He has one picture from 3 years ago of him holding a fish, and that's it. And now you're mad because he's not routinely posting you on his Instagram. I'm like, what did you think was going to happen? Literally. We take one good picture every couple of years, and then that's our profile picture.
I think that's our favorite question the last 2 months. What did you think was going to happen?
What did you think was going to happen? I personally don't try to integrate the outside world too much into what I'm doing, because it's going to be a lot of voices that don't mean anything. They're not going to be with you when the relationship sucks. So to show everybody the highlights, I don't know what you gain from it. I don't know if you need external validation on your internal relationship. Maybe that's something you should explore within yourself. If that's something that you feel like you need from them, because you want everybody to tell you how cute it is and everything like that. But the real work is always going to be behind the camera. So as long as everything there is good, personally, to me, I don't think none of that matters. But like I said, also, if you're with somebody who's routinely posting all the time, posting a bunch of different things all the time, and they never post you, I can understand why that would be a question for you guys to bring up.
Then it might raise like an orange flag or something.
An orange flag.
Speaking from somebody who's been in the ideal social media relationship, just because you post each other doesn't mean it's going to be a good relationship. Doesn't mean that, it's not going to stop people from, if you don't post each other, it's not going to stop people from being who they want to be. Talking to other people, cheating, whatever it may be. Like, that's not going to be the end all be all.
Promise you.
As a male, you shouldn't care too much about it. If you have a female, if your girl cares about it, then I care what my girl cares about. So yes, I'll post. But other than that, as a male standpoint,
that's a problem, by the way. We gotta
here we are. That's why we're here.
As men, we also have to understand that what we care about matters too. What we do and don't care about. Also, man, that we gotta do better at those things as well, because believe it or not, your girl does want you to be happy. So if you care or don't care about things, she should know about those things as well. Because if she don't want to do something and you ask her to do it, she's not going to do it. Why is the expectation when she wants you to do something you don't want to do it that you do it?
Yeah, I guess you got a point there.
But it's all about communication, man.
Yeah.
Communication, consideration, and effort, baby.
Case basis.
Absolutely. As everything is.
But just because you do it, they post you post them, it's not going to stop them from living their own life. So you can never control anybody. So I think that's the main thing to understand. And don't listen to any of the outside noises when you get other unemotional or emotional, unintelligent people coming up to you and saying, oh, she don't post you enough. He don't post you enough. Like, don't listen to the outside noise. Just focus on the actual relationship and the connection that you guys have and are building, and make your decisions based on that, not the frequency of them posting.
Right. Let's not grab a false sense of security from something that's so fleeting, like Instagram.
Amen. Amen. Especially in this social media age.
Especially.
But once again, this is officially episode 50. So we love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Follow us, Real Deal Convos, IG, TikTok, YouTube, Real Deal Podcast with B. Haley.
Twitch. Follow Brandon on Twitch.
Twitch is B. Haley 0. Sorry, it's just mine. All of the above. But once again, thank you guys. We love you guys, and we will see you next week.